I'm just gonna try to have a really cozy and relaxed day and just like reset my brain. Like everything feels important. Everything feels like it has to be done right now. This is always the problem with me. I'll get a lot of work done, but it doesn't feel like it's as much as I wanted to get done, and so then I feel like I didn't get enough work done. I'm really having to fight that voice in my head right now that's trying to tell me that I can't do anything right. Hello and welcome to a new vlog. Welcome if you're new here. Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm a full-time university writing instructor and a part-time content creator and indie author. Welcome back if you're one of my lovely friends. It is great to have you all here for day 12? 11? 12? Oh no. Day 12 of Vlogmas because I currently need to edit day 11. So it is day 12. Still somehow managing to keep track of the days, at least in that respect. In other respects, I have no concept of day and time and all of that. I am very overwhelmed. Very overwhelmed. And I'm exhausted, and yeah, it's Wednesday afternoon, but I'm having to refilm this intro because I accidentally deleted the clip I filmed earlier. So I'm a little bit irritated with myself about that, but it's just a reflection of where my brain is at right now, which is all over the place. So we're gonna refilm this intro, then I will show you what I've been doing this morning. So basically on the plans for today, Tamsin has just gone out. I was gonna say she's left. She's not left. She's left the apartment. She's not left Arizona. So Tamsin has just gone out for the day with my sister. They are going to a few different places around Phoenix. I think they're gonna go check out a ghost town that's out East Valley and go back to Canyon Lake. So the ghost town is on the way to Canyon Lake, but they didn't do it last week. They're gonna go out to Canyon Lake. They're gonna go to a couple other places. I know they're gonna do dinner at a Mexican restaurant. You'll have to go watch Tamsin's vlog when that goes up to see what her day was like. For me, I'm having just a quiet day at home as well as a bit of a reset day of sorts, or at least kind of starting to sort of reset my apartment. So we have been over at my parents' house for most of Tamsin's trip. We've come back and forth a few times, but we've been spending the night over there most nights since she got here, and I still have bags to unpack and things to get settled. My kitchen is a mess because I've brought back lots of different kinds of types of food and things. I have kind of put together my couch again. I've just rolled up Tamsin's bedding and shoved it to one side. So I do have a couch. I have 2/3 of the couch to sit on later because I don't expect Tamsin back until sometime after dinner, like 6 or 7, maybe not even until 8. But I do think I'm going to have the apartment to myself for the majority of the day, so I wanted to be able to sit on the couch. But then most of the couch cushions are on my armchair over here by the desk, so it's just, my apartment is not ideal for having a house guest. I really this is the kind of time when I wish I had a 2-bedroom so that any guests could just have their own room, their own space. They can have their suitcase exploded all over the room and it's their room, you know, for the trip. Instead, the living room is Tamsin's room. So during the day, we try to straighten things up and take back some of the couch and turn it back into a living room a bit. So yeah, there's a lot of, I've had to like clean up my desk. You'll see that in a minute because my desk has just become a dumping ground in between going back and forth and stuff. So I had to catch up in my planner and just, yeah, lots of different reset type things. Plus today is going to be a big teaching day. So I have spent the morning, as you will see in a minute, getting caught up in my grade sheets, getting caught up in my planner, getting caught up on my email. The email wasn't too bad because I did do a lot of that yesterday at the house before we headed back over here. And I checked it again last night, I think. I've been trying to check my email morning and night in between us going out and doing stuff. So there's still lots of grading. I have started grading. I am more than halfway through the final drafts for one of my classes. So I'm going to try to get the rest of those final drafts done today. I can do some more grading tomorrow. I've sent a bunch of emails. I've sent some emails following up on honors contracts and stuff like that. So it's all the end of semester stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at as far as the intro. I'm gonna get back to work. I will show you the clips that I had filmed after the original intro and then I will get caught up with you probably after office hours ends. So I've got office hours on Zoom this morning as well. So yeah, my brain is in a million different places. I've been saying this like all week, and I know my students feel the same way, but like I legitimately cannot wait for this semester to be over. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's just a lot. And it's going to be fine. And in just a couple weeks, I think it's going to feel like it's really kind of pressure coming off. Like the semester will be done, all my final grades will be done, I will have submitted and finished everything I want to get done before January. All of that will be sorted. But like work keeps dumping other stuff. Like new emails pop up with new deadlines and new things that I have to be thinking about and planning. And some of them are now much earlier than I thought. And it feels like it's adding to the list of things I want to get done before going on winter break so that I don't have to deal with it right as soon as winter break ends. We can talk about that more later, but I want to get some work done. I'm doing office hours, and yeah, we'll just see how things go. I'm just going to try to have a really cozy and relaxed day and just like reset my brain, try to do some resetting in the apartment, doing some resetting stuff with work, maybe try to get my planner set up for next week after Tamsin leaves, just so that next Monday I can kind of hit the ground running with what I need to do. So that's everything I'm trying to do this morning. Okay, I am taking a break from work. I've just popped out to run some errands, but now I'm back, obviously. This day, it just feels like it's running away from me. There's still several hours left, and I'm trying to remind myself of that. It just feels like it's one of those days where I have a million things to do and nothing's getting done. Things are getting done, but it feels like nothing's getting done. I've got a massive headache and I don't feel well physically. I don't know, I feel like I have a million and one things running through my head and a million and two tasks to complete today. And I just feel like everything feels important. Everything feels like it has to be done right now. And so I'm just struggling to get my brain to just start going through things in an orderly fashion. So, and that's common for me. And I feel like it's getting worse as I'm getting older. I think other stuff is starting to impact that feeling. It's just something about the way my brain processes information, which is really irritating. I just start to get really frantic and really anxious about the amount of stuff that needs to be done. And I'm having to remind myself that literally nothing I'm doing today has to be done today. it needs to get done eventually, and it needs to get done before I can kind of log off for winter break. But I'm gonna have all of next week after Tamsin's flown home to work on stuff. So today the most important thing is just keeping an eye on email to make sure that no student is like asking a question and needing an answer, because it's the last week of classes. So student emails is like top priority. And then beyond that, it's just getting ahead on as much grading as possible. But like, there's no way I'm gonna get like everything graded for my advanced composition classes before our last day of class tomorrow. That was never going to happen, so I don't need to put that pressure on myself. Getting the spring semester prepped and getting the syllabus prepped and all of that does not have to be done today. It needs to be done by December 20th, and I want it done well before the 20th because I do not want to be working up until the 20th. Really would like to try to be done by next Friday, which I think is the 13th. And I need to check when we can go check this now. It might make me feel better. I need to check when the spring semester starts. And it is starting a little bit later in January because we're ending fall later in December. We do typically have a full month, like almost exactly 4 weeks from when final grades are due to when the next semester starts. It ends up being a little bit less for me because I have to start doing some work usually before the semester starts. Classes begin January 13th. So yeah, if I can wrap up everything by Friday, December 13th, then I will have 4 full weeks. So one of the things I'll do next week, and you'll see this in one or more of the vlogs next week, but one of the things I always do as part of wrapping up the semester, usually in the last week, so like it'll probably be on Monday, and I should make a note of this for myself for Monday, but I usually sit down and make a list of everything that needs to be done before the first day of classes for spring, and then I decide which of those things need to be done before I log off for December and which of those things I can start working on in January, and then I look at what's left for the January things, and that helps me decide when in January I need to start working. So yeah, my brain it's spiraling. It's spiraling pretty bad right now, to be honest. So I've just gotten back from running a couple of errands. Nothing exciting. I needed gas. I've been doing so much driving back and forth that I needed to get gas or I wasn't going to make it to work tomorrow. I've done that, and now I'm ready to I need to step away from my desk and from the computer. I think I'm going to try to do some Vlogmas editing for tomorrow's vlog, because I also need to try to get ahead on what I'm filming today, because I don't know how much time I'm going to have to edit tomorrow after work. I can probably do some editing in the morning, so I also should then also be mindful of how much I talk in today's vlog, and maybe keep this one on the shorter side. But yeah, one of the things that just kind of set me off a little bit is we have a new administrative task at work that they've moved the deadline up by like a month compared to when it's normally due, and so it's now due on January 10th instead of normally it's due like February 15th or 16th. So I need to look through that email. I am going to try to do that today. I don't think I'm going to get it finished before winter break, but I do think I want to get started on that task before winter break, so that if I start working again on January 6th, the 10th of January is that Friday of that week. So I don't want to put it off to the last minute, but I also don't want to finish it now, kind of a thing. So yeah, a million things running through my brain, and I really just need a calm, quiet, cozy day. I need this headache to go away. It's like starting here, like in my sinuses, but then it's wrapping up, like up along my cheekbone, and then like around behind my ear, and like then going up into here. I just need it to stop. today is the reset day. It feels weird to do a reset in the middle of the week, but I just think that this is one of those weeks where I do need a midweek reset. I just need to know, get caught up on stuff that hasn't been done Monday and Tuesday, and figure out what I need to do tomorrow and Friday. And also, I think, make a list of what I need to do for Monday. So I think my revised list for today is keep an eye on email, read the email that I need to read, and plan next week. I think those are my top 3. I think if I can do those 3 things, and then like bonus at the bottom is great. But like, I feel like next week, especially if I don't have a headache anymore, next week will be easier to just sit down and plow through the grading, especially if I can get more of these little administrative type tasks done this week. So yeah, that's where my brain is at right now. It's in a million different places at once. So I'm gonna go get some food from my kitchen. I'm not gonna go anywhere, but just from my kitchen. I'm gonna sit down on the couch and I'm gonna get my laptop, my work laptop, charging, because then once I'm done, once I feel like I can get back to teaching work, I can take it over to the couch if it's been charged. So yeah, I just need to go sit in front of my tree and zone out for a bit, and I'll feel better in a few minutes, I hope. Okay, it's 4:30. I've given up on work. I'm going to try to do some more work later when I get home. I'm probably, you can tell, going hiking. I'm just kind of ending work a little early, but not really, because I'm going to go home and work a little late, if that makes sense. To be fair, I have gotten a decent amount of work done today. Like, I'm okay with how much work I've gotten done. This is always the problem with me. I'll get a lot of work done, but it doesn't feel like it's as much as I wanted to get done, and so then I feel like I didn't get enough work done. But really, I've done more than enough work for today. I know next week is going to be really busy and really full on, and I'm going to get a ton of work done next week, so I just need to be kind and patient to myself this week and just get what I can get done. So feel good about that so far, but I really need a hike. We obviously did a lot of walking around the Grand Canyon. It wasn't like a proper hike, but it was kind of like a hike. But I didn't go hiking yesterday, and I didn't go hiking Sunday or Saturday. We were walking around downtown on Saturday and walking around campus on Sunday, and then we were doing a lot of shopping yesterday. So I'm out of my hiking routine. And I don't know, hiking is one of those things. If I'm having a reset day, a reset week, if I'm doing a monthly reset, a mid-year reset, check-in, like anything like that, hiking is always my favorite thing to do. I will sometimes, if there's a problem or something I'm stressed about or thinking about, I will think about that on the outward bound part of the hike. And then on the first half, and then the second half of the hike, I just let it go. So I feel like I'm going to be doing that a bit today. I just have a lot of things I'm thinking about, and task list type things and priorities, and figuring out like what are the priorities, all of that sort of thing. So I just want to kind of think through that a little bit while I'm hiking, and then just let it go and just go home, get a little bit more work done, and then see how the evening goes. But yeah, I think the other problem I'm having is I've gotten a lot of stuff done. It's not all been stuff I initially thought was going to get done today. Like, I've done other things that weren't on the list, but that still needed to get done. So I feel like that's something else I struggle with sometimes, is there's always those days where you get work done, but it's not the work you were intending to do that day, but it's still getting something done that you would have had to do another day. But because it's not what you had planned for that day, you end up feeling like you weren't that productive. And I'm really challenging myself to stop thinking that way, to just look at, instead of, and I've seen this advice, instead of writing down all the things you need to do, like future tense, write down all the things you've done in a day. And that might be something I need to do when I get home. But I would say if you're struggling with feeling like you're getting stuff done, but your task list isn't getting checked off the list, instead of giving yourself a daily task list, and I feel like this is definitely where I'm at right now. I have a lot of stuff that has to get done over the next week and a half. It feels impossible for me to write out a daily task list because I don't know how my brain is going to behave. I don't know if it's going to cooperate. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get done in that day the things that I think I'm going to get done, or if my ADHD is going to kick in or something else and I'm going to like do something else that's not on the list for that day, but still is on that primary list of stuff that needs to be done by next Friday. So if you're struggling with that as well, I would say have a list of all the things that need to get done in general, not just that day, but just in general. And then throughout the day, pull things from that list, but then write down on a separate section of your planner or a separate sticky note or something like that, write down all the things that you did do that day. You can go and cross them off your primary list later, but at least start creating a list of the things as you are doing them. So it's not a to-do list, it's a done today list. Today, this stuff got done. That's what I'm trying to focus on right now. So we're gonna, it wasn't on the list going hiking, but that is what I'm going to do right now. And so when I get home, I can write down that I went hiking and I can feel really good about that. But I have less than an hour before the sun sets and before the park closes. I will not be out here for the remaining 50 minutes that this park is open. I'm aiming for like a 30-minute hike. I don't honestly only need like 12 minutes to close my exercise ring on my watch. So I've already been fairly active today with running my errands and stuff. So I don't need a long hike. I'm just going to walk a little bit down this trail and a little bit back. And before anyone asks from the footage, because as soon as I start vlogging, you're going to be like, where are you? That's not your normal park. We're out at Lost Dog Wash today. We're not out at the Gateway. So we're still in the McDowells, but a different part of the McDowells. I have not hiked here since March, or was it early April? The last time I hiked out here, it was back in the spring and I saw a rattlesnake, and that was my sign that the hiking season was done for the past year and I needed to stop and get off the trail until autumn of this year. So we're now back in the next hiking season. The 2024-2025 winter spring hiking season has begun, hoping that all the rattlesnakes are finally gone. I do not want to see a rattlesnake today, so fingers crossed. That was a very nice hike. It wasn't very long, but it was very nice. I think it was about 30 minutes in total. I know it was 1 mile because my watch told me it was 1 mile just as I was getting to the car, so that was good. I was hoping to do about a mile. I have a task list that I wrote, and yeah, a lot of this stuff didn't get done, and that's what makes me feel like the day was a failure. And it wasn't, because there's a lot of stuff not on this list that I got done. So I think I'm going to take my planner over to the couch, just do a bit of planning, because that's what we do in the planner, right? I just want to write down the things that I did get done. I'm going to need a separate sticky note for that. I'm going to take those over to the couch, and I'm just going to basically brain dump into my planner. It was a good hike. That's what I'm trying to focus on. It was a good hike, and on the hike I was like going through thinking of everything I did today, and it was like, I think I got up to 12 separate tasks, and 3 of them were bigger, longer, more deep focus type tasks. And so I feel like I got a good amount of work done. I just feel like a lot of it, most of it, was stuff that wasn't on my initial task list. Partly because some of the stuff on my initial task list my brain just couldn't handle. So Tamsin and Lisa are currently out to dinner. I need to figure out what I'm going to eat, but I don't even know that I feel that hungry. I've not been talking about it as much, but I have been struggling with the usual stuff today. Like, that's still here. Like, I'm having so much fun with Tamsin, and her visit has helped. Like, it's been a good distraction from the way my brain normally feels, because I've had someone else to focus on, and I've had stuff that I've been doing, like fun adventures and stuff. But I do feel like it's starting to catch up to me a bit, and I am feeling like today was good because I've been feeling very overstimulated. I'm hoping Tamsin had a really nice relaxing day as well, because I know a big part of their plan was to just go sit at Canyon Lake and just relax. So hopefully it was nice and peaceful and quiet for them. But I have just needed a like cozy, quiet day at home, and I kind of got that, but I've been working, and the work stress was definitely starting to get to me, and then that was making it hard to just deal with the chaos in my brain. And so like all of that stuff hasn't gone away. That's still very much there in the background, and with how busy I've been, I've not made any real progress on the finding a new doctor front, so that is still ongoing, but that is a top priority for winter break. But in the meantime, it's been a little bit rough. Throughout Tamsin's trip, some days have been really good, like for me mentally. Like the time with her has been fantastic, and the time with my family has been fantastic, but just like mentally, in terms of my ability to like regulate my emotions and stuff, some days have been better than others, and today has been not as good. And I think it's been because I've just kind of been here on my own. And like last Wednesday, when I was working from home, I was working from my parents' house. So my mom was there, and Gus was there, and my dad was there in the background. And so it wasn't really time to myself. It was a nice quiet time, but it wasn't really time to myself. And today has been, but that's a double-edged sword. Time with myself is good because it's quiet and it's peaceful, and I usually need that. But time with myself is also bad sometimes because my brain just goes off. It just, the intrusive thoughts and the things that I'm grappling with, it kind of hit today, that feeling of I'm so overwhelmed and I have so many things to do, and everything feels important, and everything feels like it has to be done right this second. But you can't do 5 million tasks at once. You have to organize them and move through them one task at a time. And you can think, this is going back to what I was saying earlier about the advice that I'd heard and the advice I'm passing along, of instead of writing a to-do list, write a today I did list. Just make sure that what you are doing are things that do need to get done. So they might not be the most important things. They might not be the things that feel like the most pressing. Like I've done my dishes twice today. I did dishes in the morning, and then I've just done some dishes of what I dirtied up throughout the day. And like, that's important. That needs to get done. The dishes need to get cleaned. So they weren't on my initial task list today, but they still needed to get done. Hiking wasn't on my task list, but I really needed to take the time that I took to go for that hike. Whenever I start feeling really overwhelmed with stuff, just tasks, the endless mountain of tasks, I'm slowly learning that it is just better for me and easier for me to have one big task list for like the week or the month, and then pull from that and not set a task list for the day. And it's making me wonder, I'm like, the planner, like the old planner wasn't really good for that, because I still need to see the week, and so a daily planner isn't good. But this weekly planner is just a little small, and on the weekly spread it doesn't give me much space, so to like plan out the week. What I probably need to do is the paper clip trick. I need a piece of card that I can stick. I have a million postcards, Andrea. You can do that. You can easily do that. I'm gonna try to sort that out. Where are some paper clips? In case you don't know the paper clip trick, this only works with a spiral or ring bound planner. This doesn't work as well. You can still kind of do it. You can still paper clip something onto a page in a hardbound, but in a ring bound planner, I'm just gonna use, so I've got them easily at hand. I will find something a little bit more aesthetically pleasing at some point, but for now I'm just going to use an index card. I'm just going to make a little Dutch door, essentially. I'm putting this on the wrong page. I'm really having to fight that voice in my head right now that's trying to tell me that I can't do anything right. There. You do the paper clips in the spiral, and now you've got something that can swing from one side to the next as you are using it. So if you want to fold your planner back on itself, the paper clips can just swing back and forth. And if you write something on this side, when you flip it around, you could take it out of the paper clips and clip it back in the direction that you want it. So I'm gonna go take my planner over to the couch. I'm gonna put on some YouTube or something. I'm probably gonna cry a little bit, to be honest, because that's just where I'm at right now, but it'll all be fine. And yeah, I'm just gonna try to relax and have a cozy evening. It's just barely 6 o'clock, like it's 10 till 6, so it is not that late. I've got a good probably 3 hours, I'd say. I probably need to be getting ready for bed at about 9. I've been going to sleep much later, but tomorrow is a work day. I have to be up early. I have to go to campus. I have to stay functional all day long. So I need sleep tonight. I'm probably only going to work for about, I say 30 minutes. I know I will feel a lot better about tomorrow if I get my planner kind of sorted out and feel like I've got my brain on straight, because right now my brain feels very crooked. Okay, I need to move away from here or the ceiling fan is probably going to interfere with the microphone, but I'm done. This day is done. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not doing any more work. I'm over it. I'm seriously over it. tomorrow's Vlogmas is still uploading, so I have to be very careful about moving my laptop, but I am going to move my laptop because I'm short on space at the moment in the living room area in particular. I'll come back over to the desk. It is 6:31, so it's still not that late. If I stop now, I will still have a good couple of hours to just relax before I have to go to bed. So that sounds fantastic to me. I could and should start editing this vlog, but I might do a little bit in bed later tonight before I go to sleep, but I really need to just not do anything. And I can do some more tomorrow morning because I'll probably still I want to wake up at my normal time at 5:30. Tamsin will still be sleeping, or at least resting. I try to give her at least a couple hours in the morning, unless we've like planned to get up and go for an early morning hike like we did her first morning here. Otherwise, I've kind of been letting her have the morning because I know she's been having a lot of fun, but also been really tired. So tomorrow I'm probably I can do some editing in bed before I have to get up and like start getting ready for work. And if if a day of Vlogmas goes out late, it goes out late. But so far I'm doing well on this vlog, so I'm gonna stop. And I'm actually just gonna end the vlog here. I thought about continuing on. I will show you bits of my cozy evening, but yeah, I'm just gonna end it here so that I don't have to worry about it. I got a lot of planning done in my planner. I feel like I'm set up for the rest of the week. I know what the priorities are. I have a list of things that need to be done before next Friday. So like I know what I need to be working on, and some of them are just things like finish grading. So like this week, basically any time I have, any spare moment I have is just being spent grading. Then I've got other things that I will like hit the ground running on starting on Monday. And I just did it quickly in my notes app. I didn't want to take the time to write it out, but I wrote out today I did ... and then a bunch of stuff I did today, and I've dated it. I might just keep using this note in my notes app for this purpose. I've done 18 things today, 18 tasks today, and I've bolded some things and bolded and italicized some things. So anything in bold, it took me 30 to 60 minutes. Anything in bold italics took an hour or longer. So I have 2 things that took longer than an hour and that were more of like a deep focus kind of work. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that took me 30 minutes to 30 to 60 minutes. And then I've got several things. Everything else took me 30 minutes or less, but there were a lot of them. And some of them did take me like almost 30 minutes, but not quite a full 30 minutes. So yeah, I don't think anything on here took like less than 5 minutes. I think everything on here was like minimum 10 minutes, if not 30 minutes, if not then the few things that were 30 to 60 and the 2 things that were an hour or longer. I think one of those hour or longer tasks was like just a little over an hour, like an hour and 15 minutes, and the other I think was like closer to 2 hours. So I've done a lot today. Like, moral of the story, I feel like I got nothing done because I didn't get things done that were on my list. I think this is the thing. I didn't get as much grading done. Whenever I don't clear my grade center, whenever there's something still showing as needs grading in the grade center, I feel like I haven't done enough. But when you have, other teachers can chime in here, but as a teacher, I know this logically. When I have multiple classes that have turned in final drafts of something, it's going to take me days to clear out my grade center. I can't just sit down and in 3 hours have nothing that needs grading. It's going to take me some time. It's fine. I did get through everything that needed grading that wasn't one of the final drafts. So anything that was like had been turned in late or something, students who'd had extensions, things that I'd been trying to chase down, those that had been turned in are graded. So it's just the last few assignments, the last 2 assignments in my first year comp class and the last 2 assignments in my business writing. Actually, one of the last 2, they haven't turned in their final thing yet. They've got one last reflective essay that's due tomorrow night. So by Friday, there will be a couple hundred things total that need, a few hundred things total that need to be graded. There'll be about 50 assignments per class, and then times 5 classes, because each class will have 2 final essays, their final draft of their final project and their final reflective essay. And the reflective essays are easy to grade, they're just time consuming, but they're short essays, they're just 600 words reflecting on their experience in the class, and they are my favorite thing to grade. So like I always kind of look forward to that. So like those don't stress me out. The final drafts of their final projects, it's the business proposals for my business writing class and the problem analysis essays for my advanced composition class. Those are all going to take me a bit more time and a bit more energy to get through because they're just bigger and more intense projects. So I'm hoping to get through all of those by like Wednesday of next week, and then Thursday and Friday of next week I can just plow through the reflective essays. Yeah, so I did get a lot done. I just didn't finish grading, but I knew I wasn't going to finish grading today, so I shouldn't beat myself up for that. When I look at this list of all the things I did do, everything on here needed to be done at some point, sooner rather than later even. Like there's only so long I let my dishes stack up. Like dishes aren't like a top priority. I do like let them sit sometimes if there's other stuff that feels more pressing and more important, but you can only do that for so long and then you need to do the dishes. Yeah, there was some phone calls I needed to make, some errands I needed to run. Like I had to go get gas today. I know I'm not gonna have time to do it tomorrow, and I wouldn't make it to campus tomorrow if I didn't go get gas. So like I had to do that. It wasn't on my initial task list, but it needed to get done. So I'm gonna say I've been pretty productive today, and I'm gonna be happy with that. And I am now going to go sit down on the couch, watch some YouTube videos, and relax. I don't know, the last time I checked, yeah, it looks like, just looking at my text, it looks like Lisa and Tamsin are still at the restaurant. They're at a really cool Mexican restaurant called Valle Luna, and it's like on a little lake, man-made lake in a residential area. So I'm sure they're having a fantastic time. There's no rush for them to get home. I am going to text them and just check in just to see roughly when they're planning on getting home. I'm just hoping it's like before 9 o'clock, because at some point I do need to go to bed. And Tamsin can't get in if I'm not awake to let her in, because she doesn't have a spare set of keys. She will tomorrow. That was another errand I ran that I should have done ages ago. I should have done before she got here. I didn't think about it, but I was able to get my spare set back from my aunt today. So yeah, it was a busy day, but it was a good day. And now the day is pretty much done. I'm gonna go sit in front of my tree. I'm gonna cozy up on the couch. I'm gonna get something to eat because I am finally starting to feel a little bit hungry. And I'm just gonna have a relaxed, cozy evening. So I hope you've enjoyed Vlogmas Day 12. It has not been as exciting as the last few days of Vlogmas have been, I feel, but I need it today so bad. And I know you all really do like the cozy at home days, so I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'd really appreciate both of those things. Say hi in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. Leave me some hiking and mountain related emojis or some planner related emojis to let me know which of you lovely people have made it all the way to the end of this vlog. I can't think of a question, and Tamsin's not here to give me a question. I guess we can just chat in the comments about how do you get your brain to recognize how productive you've been on days where you feel like you've not been that productive. Like, are there any other tips and tricks, like the one I shared about writing down what you have done and not focusing on a task list of things you need to do, like the done list rather than the to-do list. If you have any other tricks like that, or if you just related to anything I said, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm gonna go relax, and I will see you all tomorrow for the last day of teaching on campus for the fall semester. I don't normally vlog on campus, but it's Vlogmas, so you all are coming with me for the last day. I don't think I'd have to go back through all the Vlogmases, but I don't think we've had a last day on campus during Vlogmas. I think I've been done before Vlogmas has started, so I'm taking you with me tomorrow. So I showed you campus on a quiet Sunday where we had it to ourselves a few vlogs ago, but tomorrow I will take you with me for what should be a busier day towards the end of the last week of classes for my personal last day of classes. So come back to tomorrow to see that. I will see you all then. Thank you very much for watching today. Bye!